It's here! Yo, Hegassen here, aka Tom Fidzy with my One Piece Manga Chapter 1045 live reaction and review. Still riding on the hype train from last week. Big revelations. If you're anime only, I suggest very politely that you walk away and leave a like as you're walking away, because there are massive spoilers that the anime is not near yet. We are talking very critical stuff to the lore of One Piece. We found out absolute confirmation that Luffy is indeed Joy Boy, or at least, and that Joy Boy is kind of like a concept that is linked to his Devil Fruit. That his Devil Fruit is not the Gomu Gomu no Mi. It's not even a Paramecia. It is a mythical zone. Mythical zone. Human fruit. Same as Chopper, but model Nika, the sun god, a god. Kami no Mi. Big revelation. Still not quite sure how I feel about that. Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about the fact that Luffy is a zone user now? I'm still a little bit undecided. I like that he was a Paramecia. I like that he had an underwhelming fruit that has this amazing potential to be something more. I like the fact that Paramecias were kind of normally described, with obvious examples like Law and Whitebeard. For the most part, Paramecias were considered to be the weaker of the Devil Fruits. They were the first Devil Fruits we saw. And I like the fact that Luffy was just this pirate who had some random fruit that didn't seem that powerful. Rubber, what can you do with that? And then he goes on and becomes the Pirate King. But now he's a god. It's like, okay, that's a little bit like Naruto, when it was revealed that he's like a descendant of like the Sage of Six Paths and stuff. And it was like, I thought Naruto was just like this guy, but kind of getting it here again with Luffy. But it's Shogun, so it happens. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. 2 users of the human fruit on the Straw Hat crew. Who'd have thought? That's pretty weird, right? Anyway, let's get into this chapter and see what revelations we get. Unfortunately, I did see a spoiler. I tried to avoid it as much as I could. I could see it once again trending on Twitter on a Monday. Disgusting that it trends on Twitter on a Monday. This chapter, that the leaks are coming out. I've already started unsubscribing to other YouTubers now, and I'm following people that do any reactions before the Sunday official release, because I don't want to see it, and you shouldn't be supporting it. At least that's how I feel. So yeah, and then I was avoiding it, and then I was on a Pokemon forum, and I randomly saw a comment talking about One Piece, and someone quoting it. So hopefully what I read wasn't actually true, but let's get into the chapter. It's been 3 minutes now. There are timestamps so that you can jump straight ahead if you haven't already. Okay, we can see a colour page image, no Germa this week. We got all of the crew there. Luffy's jumping out of like the, I don't know, it's kind of like a metal window in the side of something. Luffy's jumping out. His hat is blowing away. But Robin is there. Robin is there grabbing it. Unfortunately, Robin is kind of half blocked by Chopper in the actual cover, but it's good to see Jinbe there. Zoro's got a green dog. Good stuff, but let's get straight into the chapter. Okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong keyboard. Here we go. Oh, we're going straight back into the fight. Okay. Wow, just looking at it, yeah, definitely awakening. I forgot to even mention in the hype from last chapter that we got the Gear 3 revelation and Gear 5 revelation, and Gear 5 is awakening. Luffy has awakened. As we've seen with Paramecias, they can affect the environment. Luffy is a zone, and here we can see him, and we saw it last time, he was affecting the environment, which kind of adds to my theory that the zone users, the awakened zone users in Impel Down weren't correctly awakened zone users. Or maybe mythical zone users awakened slightly differently. But Luffy here is definitely showing Paramecia vibes, which is even more disappointing that he's no longer a Paramecia. But let's get into this. Okay, Wheeze. I was certain that you were dead. Oh, that's Kaido saying that. Me too, says Luffy. He's still got that like laughing laugh tail. Is it all connected? Given that you're Oh, and Will of D smiling. Oh, are they all connected? Joy, laughter, very integral to One Piece. Given that you're transferring your rubber power to other things, says Kaido, I suppose I can interpret this as the awakening of your paramecia powers. But something doesn't add up. That is exactly what I'm thinking, Kaido. For one time we're on a similar wavelength. Body transformations like that are the trademark of zone powers, says Kaido, and he's going in because we can see Luffy there, and he's got like the flaming hair, really reminiscent actually of Hyogoro. I'm wondering if there's a connection there, reminiscent of King's tribe. I'm wondering if there is a connection there as well. We know Wano has big connections to like the ancient past. King's race has a connection to the ancient past. I wonder if there is some kind of Nika, Sun God Nika bloodline that goes all the way through. Who knows? Right, so Kaido's going in for a grab. Luffy's just like chilling. This is like classic Luffy, just kind of chilling. Body transformations, yeah, that cool. Luffy's like, huh? So maybe he isn't even aware that he's his own. And Kaido goes down for a crunch on Luffy, and then Luffy there, we can see his body's beefed up. And this is the new kind of combination of his powers. You know, he's no longer having to cycle through the gears. You know, he doesn't have to be like a gear 3 and like bite into his hand and inflate it. He can just inflate his hands at will. It's like all of the different gears were steps towards awakening Gear 5, and now Gear 5 is all of them together. So he's prizing open Kaido's jaws, but Kaido has managed to swallow him. It's the snake in Skypiea all over again. But something is going on with Kaido. Luffy's bouncing around inside Kaido's body. Gum Gum. Luffy is still calling it Gum Gum. Okay, I'm guessing no name changes. No human punch. Generic human punch. Balloon. And he's done a classic Luffy balloon. We can see his legs and arms sticking out of Kaido's body. He's done a futon. Ah, you little, says Kaido. And Kaido's like floating up. Yamato and Momo are looking on confused. How is Kaido's body not ripped apart? Kaido's floating up into a storm. What is that? What's happening? I don't understand. Kaido is getting fatter. Was that always one of his forms? So Yamato thinks that it's actually Kaido doing it. Curses, what's wrong with me? My body isn't made of rubber. What is going on? So is Luffy's... This is the thing that I read on a Pokemon forum. Someone saying that this quote of, my body isn't made of rubber. So is Luffy not just transferring his powers to the environment, but to other people? Can you give other people his Gomu Gomu no Mi powers somehow? Like how it's Naruto. Luffy's Naruto giving out his chakra, you know? Curses, what's wrong with me? My body isn't made of rubber. And then there's some weird thing. Oh, I see two lights. We see like an eye. Two eyes looking like Mimikyu from Pokemon. And then Luffy's arms come out of Kaido's eyeballs. What is going on? Look, I don't understand that. Has Luffy, while he was inside Kaido, kind of completely taken over his body? How did these hands come out of his eyeballs? Unless he... Oh, okay, this is weird. This is one OP power. And then he's like, his hands have come out of Kaido's eyes. And then he's like squeezing Kaido's node, which has made him like sneeze. And he's sneezed up Luffy. And there's Luffy in like futon mode, balloon mode. And somehow the hands have come out of his eyes. Escape rocket! Blah, says Kaido. I'm also, I'm wondering if the fact that Luffy's like laughing is also somehow connected to the smile fruits. Maybe. We'll come back to that at the end. And now Luffy's deflating and he's done his classic, you know, even though he's got like full control, he can't just like deflate normally, he still has to go wee. Okay. And he's gone up into the cloud. Gum. Oh, Momo's kind of climbed up now on top of Onigashima and he's going Luffy. And Momo and Yamato are looking on confused. Whoa! Page 8 and 9. Luffy has turned into Giant Man. This is... Yeah, it's not just his hand or his leg that is inflating to big now. Luffy has come down as a giant. He has... You know what would be great? Because he's gone up into the cloud. If they replicated how Kaido first appeared in the anime, you know where his hand first came out of the cloud. We see Luffy's foot first come out of the cloud. And then Luffy is falling down on top of Kaido. This is amazing. He could like carry the Sunny. Kaido's looking up confused. Momo and Yamato. What is that? Oh, this is like... Remember when we saw the giant silhouette in like Skypiea of like Luffy? Like and you know, people were like, how can people get this big? It's here! Somebody in the distance could maybe see the giant silhouette of Luffy right now and see exactly what they saw in like Skypiea. Okay. What is that? Why do I hear Luffy's voice coming from there? Is that... But Kaido has now bitten Luffy. It's a proper kaiju fight now. Luffy's grabbed hold of Kaido's neck and body. Gum. And he's using him as a skipping rope. Even though this is absolutely like epic fight. This is Luffy doing Awakening. Luffy using the powers of a god. We're still having fun. He's still doing the skipping rope. It's classic One Piece. It's like... Yeah, this is great. This is great. Jump rope. He's using Kaido as a jump rope. What humiliation. And then... So he's doing that as they're falling down. But Kaido's like, nah, I'm not having any of this. Blast breath straight into the side of Luffy. Yow, says Luffy. Yamato says, oh no. He took the full brunt of the blast breath. And we see Luffy, he's all charred. He's falling down, covered in smoke. Luffy looks unfazed. That does it. Grrr, he says. And he's running in. He's like leg spinning, cartoon style. And he's running... He's running through the sky and creating a trail of fire. So this is where Gear Second kind of comes from. This is where Red Hulk comes from. It was all because of the Sun God Nika stuff. It's all connected. When you go back and watch Luffy's progression and power-ups now, we're seeing everyone coming to this point here. It's like Luffy is taking everyone's devil fruits as well. Like, you know, Robin was the one who made giant hands to like slam down on people and made like a giant version of herself. Luffy's doing that. Flames is like Sanji's powers. What is he going to get? Some swords next? He's got Chopper's human fruit. Crazy. Yeah, he's running through the sky. Like how I guess we saw Sun God Nika in that silhouette, right? He was like up in the sky. Gum. Kaido's gone hybrid form now. Conqueror of the free world, says Kaido. Ragnaraku. And we can't call... It's a bit weird as to kind of what's happened here. Oda is absolutely loving this effect that I'm about to talk about in a second. We saw it a lot in the last chapter. It's like he's gone right back to like his kind of origins, where One Piece was, you know, the style was a lot more cartoony in the early One Piece. So Luffy's going in. Kaido, even though Luffy's like fast now, Kaido is still faster in this instant. Has got the club on top of Luffy's head, pushed him down. Luffy's head, now giant again, has gone through the ceiling of Onigashima. Big bump on his head and a big silly face, big tongue out all rippling, and eyes. Loads of eyes. This is what I'm talking about. Classic One Piece. You know, we saw that a lot back in the day. You know, all those stupid faces, remember? Like Enel and everyone. And then adding to the stupid faces here, we've got Law, Kid, Chopper, Nami, and Tama. Eyes. And Luffy's now head has gone back and like blooped through the tiny hole. And there we see, oh yeah, Luffy is actually still giant, even in, okay, so it looked a bit deceiving when he was going up to Kaido. He hasn't changed size, he's still massive. Yeah, you know, like when you see everybody else's crew, like all of like the legends, and Whitebeard is this massive guy, and like all of these other people. Now Luffy can be the massive guy. Imagine next time he sees Katakuri, he can pat Katakuri on the head. Oof, says Luffy. Smoke bellowing off him. Big bump on his head still. Weirdly, his straw hat is also big. I'm guessing that's, you know, you could always say that that's just like writer's lore kind of a thing. You know, like how Chopper's hat gets big when he goes Monster Point. I'm wondering if here it is to do with Luffy's powers. And that could be why there is a giant straw hat. That could be why there's a giant straw hat in Mary Joa. Because that person as well was a user of this fruit and was also giant. It's all coming together. Okay. Well, that was a very entertaining show, says Kaido. But you've reached your limit, haven't you? You cannot defeat me. Shut up, says Luffy. Kaido's still standing confident. Now he's facing off against a god. What's going on? Luffy's powers are going. No way. Who says I'm at my limit, says Luffy. And then we can see his flame hair. It's going back to black. And he's like, huff. Oof, he's like back to normal Luffy, and then he's an old man. He's all like, taking years of his life. I'm all tuckered out, says Luffy. Who are you? Who's saying that? Is that Kaido saying that to Luffy? Is that because he's an old man? Kaido's like, who are you? Who's this old man now? But then Kaido is like taking a knee. What is going on? Oh yeah, I was dying before this. Wow. It takes, so, okay, so Kaido is, no, Luffy's kind of going back to kind of who he was. It's like a Moon Knight situation. It's like when Luffy is Sky God Nika, he's like a slightly different person, you know? Wow. It takes a lot of energy. So this is like the nerf in it, you know? Why he can't always be super OP, I'm assuming. Then Kaido says, you have my assurances, after you die, someone will tell the tale of your great... Kaido's showing respect, kind of like in that moment with Odin, you know? This is big. Kaido taking a knee to Luffy. Huff, huff. Once we're dead, the only thing that's left is bones. He, says Luffy. And then Yamato says, it really is Luffy. It just didn't look like him. I mean, it did look like him. It looked like him just with flaming golden hair, right? Or whatever colour it's going to be. It still very much looked like Luffy. it just didn't look like him. Because his hair and clothes turned... Oh! Because his hair and clothes turned white. So he has white hair and his clothes go white as well. Oh yeah, I guess when I actually go back, yeah. Oh, okay. That's cool. I was cosplaying manga Luffy once, so I've already got the white shorts with the white fluff. But I have a black top. So just got to get the black the white, sorry. And I can okay, cool. But his voice is nearly dying out. Voice in capital letters. Okay, interesting use of that, says Momo. This can't end yet. We're seeing a very different Luffy as well to the one that we saw all the way back. Sorry, I'm talking loads about this, but there's so much to process, you know. We're going all the way back to Luffy in what was it called? Why's my... You know, in the arc where Luffy was up on the podium and Buggy was about to kill him, Logtown, and Buggy was just about to kill him, and he was like smiling, he was like, oh well, I had a good run, you know. Here it's very different. Luffy's like, once we're dead, the only thing that's left is bones. But then he's still laughing, hee hee hee, you know. Hints of the Willardy there, you know. But interesting that, you know, he doesn't care about the stories and stuff that's left. That's interesting. It's interesting from Luffy there. This can't end yet. Yeah, this is why. Momo, Tama, capital letters, Kinemon, Pedro. Awesome, Pedro. No, he's not worried about... Yeah, all that's left are bones. So Luffy doesn't care about the story. He's in this fight for the people he's lost and the people that he cares about. Interesting that he said Kinemon and Pedro. Yeah, cool. Whoa, careful or you'll die. And Kaido's got a big smile. You actually think I'm afraid of that? Will of D. Yeah, he's not afraid of dying. He doesn't care about the story. But he knows he has to take Kaido out so that he can help those people and avenge those people. Great for Luffy. So, and now he has gone back as well into his mythical zone form. Come on, heart, hit that beat. And then you hear boom, boom, that, da, da. Boom, that, da, da. Boom, that, da, da. So his heart kind of makes like music. Is it going to be like the One Piece theme? Dun, 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 dun. Oh my, imagine if it was that. Imagine if Luffy's heartbeat is the One Piece film. Dun, 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 dun. It's all coming together. Okay. Very well, says Kaido. Luffy's gone back to Giant Man. Yeah, that's the sound. Look out, Luffy, says Yamato. Oh, come on, please let this be the moment where we see the smash of the club. So the club is coming in, but Luffy has clocked it. No, it's something even weirder. It's... What? So the club hits Luffy, and Luffy's head has just formed all around it. Yamato's looking shocked. Luffy's got like a spike nose and a spike tongue and spikes everywhere. Yow, says Luffy. Kaido goes in again. Kaido's just being relentless. Smacks Luffy, conquers Haki, but Luffy has dented the floor. I'm sure that's cushioned the blow. And then as the floor's gone, whoop, he's gone boing up into the air. And he's spinning. He's hit a wall. He's all squashed down into like a weird shape. 3, 2, 1, 0, says Luffy. And he's now firing back. He's like gone back to normal. And he's kind of used that compression and energy to fire himself back towards Kaido in a rocket. He's spinning. He's doing the UFO. We haven't seen that in a while. He's doing the UFO, spinning around, but with his fists. What does all of this mean? He turns all white. Who's thinking that? Is this Kaido thinking this? He uses the colours of armament. Yeah, he uses all colours of armament and the Supreme King. As in the Haki, yeah. He uses all colours of armament and the Supreme King. And he can transfer his powers into other things. I've never seen such freewheeling combat before. And this is what they're saying. Luffy can fight freely. He can fight however he wants. There is no one in this world who can defeat me, says Kaido. What on... Wait. What? Luffy has punched Kaido in the face. And it's gone all the way through his head and has come out the back. This is like Law's like sword, but you'd expect that with a sword. But like this time it's like how Law beat Big Mom, but this time it's Luffy doing the same to Kaido, but with his fist. Luffy's arms are like swords. Like I'm saying, it's all of the other Straw Hats. This is Zoro gone. What? How does that work? Seriously, how does that work? Does his fist like just kind of go into Kaido's skin and then just become part of it and then come out? I doubt he's actually punched a hole because his hand doesn't come out the other side covered in blood. It's almost as if it like absorbs into Kaido and comes out. Yamato and Momo are looking shocked as I am. And then Kaido's on his back. Luffy's punches whipping back. And now Luffy's saying it. Isn't this fun, Kaido? That's interesting because wasn't it earlier on? Luffy, like Kaido was like, this is fun. And Luffy was like, shut up, this is serious. But now he's saying, isn't this fun? This is fun, Luffy. This is very, very fun. And it's the end. Oh, okay, I like this one. I like this chapter a lot. I gave the last chapter the best ranking that I could. Because of the fact that it just has that reveal. Because of the fact that chapter was so important. But I don't think it was necessarily deserving of that best rank of a chapter. Because of the fact it had that Orochi stuff in the middle. Messed up the pacing a little bit. Whereas this chapter here is absolutely deserving of it. If I could go back, I would actually take the last chapter and put it down a rank. I was just kind of caught up in the hype of it. Know that that one is super important in terms of One Piece. And when you look at all of the chapters, that is a 1044, is a pivotal chapter in One Piece. But this one surpassed it. This one was much better. We were in the action. We get to see Luffy being free, seeing how his abilities work. They're still confusing a little bit, but we still get to see him more. I love that he can now become like an absolute giant. That is really, really cool. As well, I'm a little bit taken aback by that because I also like the fact that Luffy was like a normal, regular-sized guy fighting all of these like giant people. But, he still kind of is. But he can now have this giant form, which is a little bit like taking a... it's a little bit kind of step back from that. Same as with, like, the Paramecia thing. But, I just got to clock it up to these are Luffy's new powers. And I can't... I couldn't just stay in that mindset of what I was expecting. I've got to take it for what Oda's given me. And I'm still enjoying it. Yeah, it's disappointing that Luffy can now kind of become just like a giant guy and equal these giants that he's fighting. But when he was fighting Katakuri, it was so cool seeing the height difference. But now he could just equal or probably go bigger. Yeah, definitely bigger than Katakuri now. So it's not quite the same there, but this was still absolutely epic. I'm still loving these new powers. It's going to be so good to see him use them a lot more in the future. So I'm willing to forgive that a little bit. you know, if it does come to some like really epic moments like we saw here of him falling out of the clouds all giant, yeah, that it's good to know that there is a downside to it. It's a lot of energy. It looks like it takes a lot of life out of him. The fact that we see him as an old man there, I'm sure, you know, the fact that he has to kind of get into this heartbeat thing, dum dum dum, da da dum dum, the One Piece theme in his heart. I'm wondering if that is going to have some kind of life energy consequences. You know, is this going to be like Goku? You know, what took Goku down in the end? A heart attack. Is this how Luffy's going to go at the end as well? But yeah, that panel where Luffy is coming down and about to step on Kaido, where Kaido is now the small one, that was absolutely epic. Luffy being able to transfer his powers not just into other things, inanimate objects, but actual people as well, is really fascinating. Really broken, but really fascinating. It's great that we finally get to see Luffy kind of turning the world into a rubbery bouncy castle, something that I've always wanted from his awakening, and something I've always kind of expected him to do, using the ground kind of like a bouncy castle, and we saw that here. Seeing just how flexible his body is. It's still a bit confusing how he can like punch into Kaido and his hands can come out of his eyes. How is that actually working? You know, is his body so rubbery it's going through all of like the cells and like past all of the atoms, you know, almost like a liquid in a sense, you know. His body is so elastic and rubbery, it's like a liquid going through. So, you know, it can go all the way through the tiny little gaps in Kaido's eyes that like connect to his brain and stuff and come out the tiny little eyes in the pupil and stuff. The tiny little holes, like, yeah, really cool. He's definitely a god, but a god with a downside, which is good. And that downside is the energy usage, which is what we were expecting. We've seen it with all of the gears, that afterwards there's always this like a kind of a recharge point. It takes a lot of energy. So that's the thing he's got to train going forward. So as overpowered as it is, when he's still fighting more overpowered people, you know, he's going to have to still do a bit of training to truly master it. And then, yeah, what I really love about this chapter as well, is that how it just connects to all of One Piece going back. We see, all, like I said, all of the gears led up to this form. And it can potentially take us all the way back to Skypiea and the big silhouette of like Luffy in the sky, and people talking about seeing those giant silhouettes of people and like, no way, you can't get people that big. And then we're seeing it here, you know. Was that actually foreshadowing to this moment? Could this connect to the Thriller Bark big silhouette thing somehow? Who knows what else is connected to Luffy's powers? The flames. So the flames actually being white don't necessarily then make it connected to Higoro or King as much. There still could be a connection, you know, only the godly powers get the white hair. But cool that Luffy's hair goes from black to white. Okay, that's cool. That's yin and yang, you know, that's really cool. I like the fact that there was still a lot of comedy in it. We're going back to old kind of One Piece styles and tropes with the eyes and the skipping rope stuff. We get to see UFO kind of again, although slightly different version of it, but that's really cool. Get to see, you know, back when Luffy was always trying out new Gomu Gomu no powers. He's doing it here as well. Gum Gum Giant, you know, brand new one there again. And he's still calling it Gum Gum, which is cool. Shout out to Pedro, was amazing too. And Kaido taking a knee as well, showing respect, like in that final moment with Oden, you know. As awful as Kaido is, there are some nice moments where you can see that there's some goodness in him somewhere. In that wretched heart, there's a tiny little bit of good, and that was him paying the respects. And also interesting as well that Kaido's all about the kind of legacy and the stories, and Luffy doesn't care about that. Luffy cares about now and in the moment, and living his life to the full, because at the end, even if you're passing on stories, which Brook will be singing to everyone, even if you're passing all them stories, you're still just a bunch of bones. Just like Brook. But yeah, you're still just a bunch of bones, so what does it matter? It's about helping the people and avenging the people now in the moment. So great life lessons from Luffy, character development, power development, lots to talk about. I said I'd talk about the smiles. The fact that Luffy's laughing all the time, I'm wondering if the smile fruits, and this was something I've been thinking between chapters, if there's a connection here. You know, we don't quite really know how they're made. We know they're made from like devil fruits that aren't quite right. Now that we know that Luffy is a zone, maybe there's some kind of connection there between Luffy's fruit and how the smiles are produced, because the smiles only produce only produce zones, and if they fail, you're laughing. So I'm just wondering here, Luffy is laughing a lot and he's now a zone. Could there be some kind of connection to Luffy's fruit and what we're seeing with the smiles? Maybe somehow one of the ancestors of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, their DNA or something got out, their lineage factor got out, and that was something that Caesar was able to extract, or maybe Luffy's zone is kind of like the Arceus of zone fruits, and that all of the rest kind of came from it. You know, the alpha one at the top. Interesting. This is definitely the most powerful zone, like the top of the zone. And Blackbeard is saying that, you know, he's Quake fruit, and he's Darkness fruit, the one that's got like black hole powers. They're like the top ones of like the Logia and the Paramecia. And now we got the zone 1. So Blackbeard's got the other 2, and Luffy's got the zone 1. That's really cool as well. So in that sense, Luffy being a zone is pretty cool, that you can actually have that dynamic between him and Blackbeard. Okay, yeah, let me know what your thoughts. Is Luffy's heartbeat the One Piece theme? And apart from that, I'll see you in the next chapter. Alright, bye. Hey, so thanks for watching. What did you think? Let me know about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, maybe give it a like. And if you really liked it, why not subscribe? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. Oh, and here's a related video you might enjoy, and something more fresh. I've been Hegassen, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!